Welcome back. Now, it is very clear that relatively you understand how to plot the coordinates on a graph. That was it. And then bear in mind that we are not always going to be spoon-fed, right? So the first one was just introduction on how to plot them. But bear in mind, in plotting, we needed some ingredients or some elements that actually facilitated that operation for us to be able to plot. So that is it. But going forward, sometimes all these elements will not be given, but they'll give you some cues, some conditions, which you have to come up, use them to come up with the elements that will be needed in plotting the graph. So if you understand that, so instead of just giving the coordinates, you have to come up with the coordinates, right? With the conditions set in the questions. So that is it. So that is what we are going to look at in this particular episode. And that one will usher us into what is called graphs of linear functions. So here, the requirements, one of them will be, you may be asked to use the equation to draw this graph, right? So draw this particular linear graph, and that condition, one of the elements will be an equation given to you. So we look at what the equation mean, all the elements mean. And then with that equation, you'll be also asked that you realize that when we were dealing with the plotting, the most important thing that we needed was the coordinates, the x and y values. Now bear in mind, many a time, this x and y coordinates will not be given to you readily, right, on a silver platter. You have to come up with the x and y coordinates with some conditions set in the question. So you have to understand the question and then see what the question is demanding. So that is what we are going to look at. So basically, this video is coming up with the ingredients or the element that will be needed in drawing this graph or plotting these graphs. So here, like we said, we said one of them was an equation, a formula, like a formula. You see that in the previous one, we were coming up with how to develop a formula. So we realize that whatever we learn, we are not discarding them. We are building on them. I'm going to keep saying this, right? And I will never get tired. That whatever you learn, don't discard them. Don't underrate them. Use them, understand the concept, and then let's move forward. So we have learned how to develop a formula. So now that we have known how to develop a formula, that formula will be given to us as one of the ingredients or the criteria to use that. And then you look for the coordinates, right? So the equation or the formula is will be given to you. Just draw this graph, right? So we're looking at that. And then in linear graphing, the word is linear. So in linear, the cues or the notion that you have to get at the back of your mind is that when you say a linear graph, it means that we are drawing a straight line, just a straight line. Linear means a straight line. And then second, the formula that will be given, there's nothing like squared, cube, or x raised to the power 4. There's nothing like that. All the variables or the constants are linear, no squaring of anything. That's what we mean. So here you can see that in any relation of the form y is equal to x plus y is equal to mx plus c, where m and c are constants, is called linear function or linear relation. You understand? So for example, y is equal to 2x plus 1. And then another equation is 2y is equal to 4x minus 1. And then another one, so if you look at all these equations, they are linear. It's as simple as, so literally when you say linear, no squaring of any variable, whatever, they are just like that. We have the constant, simple. So that's what it means for drawing a linear function or a straight line, right? Now, so this is one, this is one, this is one. It's just examples that were given. Now bear in mind, I know for sure I won't be able to finish everything within 10 minutes on this condition coming up with the elements. So we will continue in the next video and probably finish that. So put this at the back of your mind. So we are saying that the graph of any linear function is a straight line. I've given the summary. So to draw a graph of linear function, y is equal to x plus 1 in the interval -2 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 4. Form a table of corresponding values of x and y. Put all the values of x from x is equal to -2 blah 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 blah. So this is what I was talking about. So instead of them giving you instead of they giving you the coordinates for you to go and plot, they are giving you conditions how to come up with this the variables. So what we are actually looking for is a set of ordered pairs. So set of ordered pairs, like we have already looked at, is the x and y values. So we don't know the y, but in order to get the y values, we have given a strategy to come up with the y values. And even that is not straightforward. It's not straightforward like giving you, let's say, these are the x values, or they are not even going straight with the x itself. So they are giving us a condition to come up with the x values, to use it to get the y values. So this is the condition that we have been given: -2 less than equal to x less than equal to 4. So we learned this in real number system, I think, inequalities, how to set the boundaries, inequalities. So that is it. So we realize that chapter 2 is not discarded. Now we are saying chapter 2 in chapter 6, a reflection of that, understanding of that. So that is what is going on. So now that we have the x value in the range of x values, we are going to set a table and then write them. So what it means is that this equation range is simply represented as what? -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. These are the x values. So to get the y values, you put them into the equation that you are given. So hence, using this equation to draw a straight line. So equation, for instance, we have y is equal to 2x plus 1. This is one of them. And this is what they are using, especially in this example. So this is what is happening here. I guess you are appreciating the whole concept, the whole mathematical journey. And this is simple. So math is meant to be loved, understood, broken down into chunks. That is what we lack at the classroom. Not because the teachers cannot teach, but I think there's lack of time. And then the masses, the student number, they can't deal with that. So that is why they do, and then they do as if it's a rote learning. So you have to appreciate what CMG-MathSpace is giving you. So that is it. So if you have x values to be this, now go and look for the y values by putting these x values into the equation. It's as simple as ABC. Right. So let's see here. So we are saying that is when x is equal to -2, y becomes what? So we are putting them. Y becomes what? So just pause the video and check again. You see that putting the x values into the equation, the y values will be developed to what? So for -2, we see -3. For -1, we see -1. For 0, we see 1. For 1, we see 3. For 2, we see 5. For 2, we see 5. For 3, we see 7. And then for 4, we have 9. So that is what it means. So now it means that we have come up with the set of ordered pairs for x and y coordinates. It's as simple as that. So now that we have this, we will go into onto the graph. So we go into the graph and then come up with that graph. Now there's something here, right? So let's read something, some notes. I think I have 2 minutes to move into the second episode. So yes, now we are saying that note that you may use only 3 values of x in the interval given, right? So what it means is that when you are being given a range of this set, even though you understand to come up with the values within this range, right, of this, the book is saying that, or yes, the understanding is that you don't always have to even waste your time finding all the values of what? Y. Simply because in a straight line, the coordinates that you need at least 2. At least 2. If you want to go more ahead and get more, maybe 3 coordinates is okay. So what it means is that solving for the value of y, you could have just used -1, -2, and probably 1, and then 4. So that's what it means. So for -2, and then 1, and then 4, you look for the values of them instead of going through all this way. So this is a simple way of telling you not to waste time in some all this. So use some of them and then find it. And then when you have found the coordinates of that, you can use the plot. You only need 2 of them or 3, right? So here too is just another breakdown that they have done. The same thing as x values and then y down, but these values x2, 2x, and then 1 was actually derived from this. Only this 2x plus 1. So we just substitute them, and then that will be good to go. So in the next episode, we will do the plotting. See you soon. Bye for now.